I come to you with a different sort of video this week. I'm not drawing in my book. I'm doing an exercise. Um, there's this book called Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain by Betty Edwards. And in it is a series of exercises that are used to, I guess, teach you to see a little bit differently and to see what, to really see what you're drawing and how to draw what you see. And this is the first video. This is going to be a series where I go through and do each one of these exercises. I had a lot of fun doing this. I'm not one to usually be someone that can draw anything. I usually just scribble around, smush things together. But doing this was both very rewarding and really eye-opening. And as you can see, I'm doing it upside down. And that's one of the things that in the book is it's required. It's required for you to do this drawing upside down. In that it sort of forces your, I guess, your right side of the brain to override the more left side of the brain, which in the book she talks about as being like this sort of like dominant, like visual part of the brain, how you process visual information, and the right side of the brain is like how, I guess, you sort of creatively interpret that information. So doing it upside down kind of forces your brain to like operate in a different mode and into doing this drawing. I want to read a little thing about from the book, that a little paragraph that I thought was really interesting. And it's kind of you'll see. Obviously, here, this is from the book. Obviously, in daily life and for most tasks, the two modes largely work together. Realistic drawing of a perceived image, however, requires a shift to a mode of thinking that is fundamentally different from the one we rely on nearly all of our waking hours. This kind of drawing may be one of the relatively few activities that require mainly one mode, the visual mode, mostly unassisted by the verbal mode. There are some examples. Athletes and dancers, for instance, seem to perform best by quieting their verbal systems during performances, often called being, quote, in the zone. Interestingly, however, a person who needs to shift in the other direction from the visual to verbal mode can also experience conflict. A surgeon once told me that while operating on a patient, mainly a visual task, once a surgeon has required the knowledge and technical experience needed, he would find himself unable to name the instruments he would hear himself saying to an attendant. Quote, give me the thingamajig. And I think that is really fascinating, that these things that are sort of, and I guess that's why you do the drawing upside down. It's almost like these things aren't nameable, and that you sort of have to give them, I don't know, extra thought, and that these two modes of operating, the verbal and visual, sometimes cross wires and short circuit each other and feed back onto each other, are like all were like really fascinating ideas to me. And I think that into one of those and override the other with something, it's like, I guess my idea is like, like giving some sort of verbal weight to visual images, but also describing something visually. I don't know, it's all very abstract. This is a drawing by Picasso of the composer Stravinsky, which is very cool. I guess Stravinsky also did something for Picasso as well. They're apparently really good friends. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna keep doing the exercises in this book, and I'm gonna film as many of them as I do, and yeah, hopefully this will improve my drawing. Oh, also too, after I did this drawing, I've been doing a lot more like figure studies and like sketches and things in my notebook, and I don't know, this drawing gave me a lot of confidence into exploring some of those other things, and I hope that if I keep doing these, maybe I can draw what I see more often, which is what I'm hoping for. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Thanks. Bye.